Welcome to Final Curtain. I'm Donald. Today, we gather to remember iconic figures whose journeys have reached their final chapter. Their talent, dedication, and influence shaped generations and touched millions worldwide. Join us as we honor their remarkable contributions across film, music, and culture, celebrating lives that will forever be remembered and continue inspiring future generations. Osman passed away at the age of 76 after living for nearly 4 decades with multiple sclerosis. As the eldest member of the Osmonds, he was part of a family whose music became widely recognized in the 1970s, leaving a lasting imprint on pop culture. His role extended beyond performance, often serving as a steadying presence within the group and his family's creative journey. Living with long-term illness. For nearly 40 years, Alan lived with multiple sclerosis, a condition that gradually changed his physical abilities over time. Despite these challenges, he adapted with patience and acceptance, focusing on what remained possible rather than what was lost. Those close to him often described his outlook as grounded and reflective, shaped by resilience and a steady commitment to facing each stage of life with dignity. A life of quiet contribution. Even when he stepped back from active performance, Alan remained committed to supporting others through encouragement, presence, and family connection. Within the Osmonds, he was seen as a guiding figure who valued unity and emotional support. His influence often came through steady involvement rather than public spotlight, emphasizing that contribution can be meaningful even when it is not widely visible. A lasting message of purpose and resilience. Alan Osman's life is remembered not only for his role in music, but also for the way he approached adversity with calm determination. His journey reflects a broader message about endurance, adaptation, and the importance of human connection. Through his experiences, he left behind a legacy that continues to resonate with those who value perseverance and family. Katherine O'Hara is a Canadian-American actress and comedian, born on March 4, 1954, widely celebrated for her work across television, film, and sketch comedy. She first gained attention as part of the influential sketch series SCTV, where her versatility and sharp comedic timing helped establish her as a standout performer. Film and television success. O'Hara's film career includes memorable roles in Beetlejuice and Home Alone, where she played Kate McAllister, a role that became a staple of holiday cinema. Later, she experienced renewed acclaim for her performance as Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek, a role that earned her widespread recognition and introduced her talent to a new generation of viewers. Her work is often praised for blending eccentric humor with emotional depth. Legacy. Katherine O'Hara is regarded as one of the most respected comedic actresses of her generation. Known for her creativity, versatility, and distinctive comedic style, she has contributed to some of the most iconic comedy projects in film and television. As of current reliable information, there is no confirmed report of her passing. She remains an active and celebrated figure in entertainment, recognized for a career defined by originality, warmth, and enduring influence. Priscilla Anderson, known for her work as a choreographer and dancer, has been widely remembered following news of her passing at the age of 45 after a long illness. She first built her career in the entertainment industry as a hip-hop dancer, performing with major artists including Britney Spears, Rihanna, and Snoop Dogg, where her talent and energy helped her stand out in a highly competitive field. She later expanded her work into choreography, including her role with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, where she contributed creatively to performances that reached large audiences. Many also came to know her through the Netflix reality series Country Ever After, which offered a personal look into her life with her husband, country singer Coffee Anderson, highlighting both her professional journey and family life. Legacy and tributes. Following the news of her passing, tributes and reflections have circulated from fans and those close to her, focusing on her strength, creativity, and positivity throughout her life and career. A personal message shared after her death conveyed her gratitude, faith, and encouragement for loved ones to remember her with love rather than sorrow, along with heartfelt words for her children and family. Throughout her career and personal challenges, she was often described as resilient and deeply devoted to her family. Priscilla Anderson leaves behind a legacy shaped by her artistic contributions, her openness about her life, and the inspiration she provided to many who followed her journey both on and off screen. Reports circulating in some outlets state that Dolores Keane has passed away at the age of 72 at her home in Ireland, though such information should be treated with care until officially confirmed. What remains undisputed is her towering influence on Irish folk music. As a founding voice of Dedanan, she helped bring traditional songs into the modern era with a rare emotional clarity. Her interpretations of pieces like The Rambling Irishman carried both strength and vulnerability, giving old melodies a renewed sense of life and meaning. Music, collaboration, and reach beyond her work with Dedanan, Keane's voice reached far beyond Ireland's shores. She shared stages and creative spaces with international artists such as John Prine and Emmylou Harris, blending Irish tradition with wider folk and country influences. Her singing was often described as deeply human, unforced, expressive, and rooted in lived experience. Whether performing in intimate halls or larger venues, she had a way of making audiences feel as if each song was being told directly to them. Legacy and enduring influence. Dolores Keane's impact on Irish music continues to be felt through generations of performers who draw inspiration from her style and honesty. Her artistry helped preserve traditional storytelling while also expanding its emotional reach. Even as reports of her passing circulate, her musical presence remains firmly alive in recordings and memories. She is remembered not only for her voice, but for the feeling it carried, one that turned songs into shared moments of connection and cultural identity. Patrick Muldoon, known for his presence in 1990s television and film, was widely recognized as a charismatic actor who became a familiar face to audiences during a defining era of entertainment. Born into a generation that embraced both daytime drama and primetime storytelling, he developed a screen presence that combined confidence with approachability. His early career opportunities soon led him into roles that helped establish his public recognition and set the foundation for a steady career in the industry. Career highlights: Muldoon rose to prominence through his work on popular television series such as Melrose Place and Days of Our Lives, where he became a recognizable figure to both daytime and evening audiences. His performances contributed to the popularity of these shows during their peak years, earning him a loyal fan following. He also appeared in the cult science fiction film Starship Troopers, a project that expanded his reach beyond television and added to his visibility in Hollywood. His ability to move between genres helped define his versatility as an actor. Later, work and continued involvement. In the years that followed his early success, Muldoon remained active in the entertainment industry, taking on roles in film and production. He continued to explore new creative opportunities, including involvement in upcoming projects such as Dirty Hands and producing work connected to the film Cockroach. These efforts reflected his ongoing engagement with storytelling and his interest in working behind the scenes as well as on screen. Legacy and remembrance: Patrick Muldoon is remembered as a recognizable figure from a memorable era of television and film, with a career that spanned both mainstream popularity and genre projects. His passing marks the loss of an actor who left an impression on audiences through his consistent screen presence and adaptability. He is remembered for his work, his professionalism, and the connection he built with viewers over the years. Simon Cowell's story did not begin with fame, flashing cameras, or a judge's desk. It began with a young boy growing up in England who often felt overlooked and misunderstood. Born on October 7, 1959, in London, Simon came from a comfortable family, but comfort does not always create connection. While his family provided stability, Simon has spoken over the years about feeling emotionally distant from those around him. As a child, he struggled to find where he belonged. School was not a place where he thrived. Teachers found him rebellious, and structure never came naturally to him. He was not the kind of student who fit neatly into the system. Instead, he often felt restless and disconnected. Those early years shaped something powerful inside him, a need to prove himself and be noticed. Many people only know the confident television personality, but behind that image was once a boy searching for validation. Sometimes the people who appear strongest in public are the ones who spent years feeling invisible in private. That early hunger to matter would later become the fuel that drove Simon Cowell toward extraordinary success in entertainment. Lost and searching in early adulthood. After leaving school with few qualifications, Simon did not step into success right away. His early adulthood was marked by uncertainty, odd jobs, and the feeling that everyone else was moving ahead while he stood still. Like many young people trying to find their path, he drifted between opportunities that never quite fit. Eventually, through family connections, he landed a job in the mailroom at EMI Music Publishing. It was hardly glamorous work. He sorted letters, ran errands, and worked behind the scenes while stars filled stages and charts. Yet, that humble role became a turning point. Instead of seeing only a low-level job, Simon observed how the industry functioned. He watched how music was marketed, how talent was chosen, and how entertainment became business. He was learning lessons that no classroom could have taught him. Even then, he understood that success was not just about artistic talent, it was also about timing, image, and knowing what audiences wanted. Though he often felt unnoticed, those years quietly prepared him for something much bigger. Sometimes life hides opportunity inside disappointment, and Simon's first real education came not from school, but from the mailroom floor. The first taste of success and failure. In the 1980s, Simon took a major risk and started his own music label. For the first time, he was no longer the young man carrying papers or working quietly in the background. He was in charge. His company found success with novelty pop acts and catchy records that sold well. Suddenly, Simon was enjoying the rewards of momentum, money, industry respect, and the feeling that he had finally escaped years of being underestimated. But success can be fragile when built on changing trends. As musical tastes shifted, his business struggled. Hits dried up, finances worsened, and eventually the company collapsed. Simon was left in debt and had to move back into his parents' home in his 30s. For many people, that kind of fall would have felt final. It was embarrassing, painful, and deeply humbling. Yet those years taught him resilience. He later understood that failure had sharpened his instincts more than success ever did. Losing everything forced him to rethink how audiences behave and what truly sells. Sometimes, the most valuable education comes when plans collapse. Simon's first empire fell apart, but the lessons it gave him would help build a far greater one later. Learning what the public wants. After rebuilding his career, Simon returned to the music industry with a different mindset. He no longer chased approval from critics or insiders. Instead, he focused on what ordinary listeners actually enjoyed. That shift became his superpower. Working with record companies in the 1990s, he helped launch successful acts that critics often dismissed, but fans loved. He understood something many experts overlooked. People connect with songs that make them feel good, hopeful, or nostalgic. He was less interested in impressing elites and more interested in reaching families, teenagers, and everyday listeners. This practical understanding turned him into a highly successful music executive. He helped create chart-topping acts and built a reputation for spotting commercial potential. While others debated taste, Simon studied behavior. He knew entertainment is not only about perfection, it is about connection. That ability to understand mass audiences later became essential to his television career. He had learned to trust instinct over trends and public response over expert opinion. It was a philosophy born from earlier failure. The man who once lost everything was now becoming one of the sharpest minds in entertainment because he finally understood who really decides success: the audience. Becoming a television phenomenon. In 2001, Simon Cowell's life changed forever when he became a judge on the British show Pop Idol. Soon after came American Idol, where millions of viewers discovered the sharply dressed British judge known for blunt honesty. At a time when many television judges offered only gentle encouragement, Simon stood out by being direct. His comments were memorable, sometimes harsh, but undeniably entertaining. Audiences were fascinated. Some disliked him, others admired him, but almost everyone had an opinion. That made him impossible to ignore. More importantly, Simon often recognized genuine talent early. Contestants like Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood would go on to huge success, proving that beneath the dramatic one-liners was sharp industry judgment. He was not simply insulting people for effect, he understood star potential. Soon, Simon became one of the most recognizable faces on television. His role expanded beyond judging. He became a producer and creator, helping shape modern talent competitions. The man who once felt invisible was now watched by millions every week. Yet public fame can be strange. It gives attention, but not always peace. Behind the scenes, Simon was building an empire while also carrying the pressures that come with constant visibility. Building an entertainment empire. Following the success of American Idol, Simon launched The X Factor and later helped expand the Global Got Talent franchise. These shows transformed him from television personality into media powerhouse. Through them, he helped introduce stars such as Leona Lewis, One Direction, Little Mix, and Susan Boyle to the world. His gift was identifying moments that audiences would never forget. A surprising audition, a heartfelt backstory, a performer no one expected. Simon knew how to turn talent into cultural events. His production companies generated enormous revenue, and his personal wealth grew dramatically. Mansions, luxury cars, and international influence became part of his lifestyle. But success at that level demands relentless work. Filming schedules were intense, business meetings endless, and pressure constant. When people see fame, they often imagine freedom, but major success can become its own prison. Simon's empire was growing rapidly, yet the pace was exhausting. Relationships became difficult to maintain, privacy faded, and expectations only increased. He had achieved everything he once chased, but like many high achievers, he learned that external success does not automatically create inner balance. The world saw a winner. Only those close to him saw how heavy winning could become. Fatherhood changed everything. In 2014, Simon Cowell became a father when his son Eric was born. By then, Simon had spent decades focused on business, television, and career growth. Fatherhood introduced a completely different kind of responsibility and joy. He has often spoken about how becoming a parent changed his priorities. Meetings, ratings, and headlines suddenly mattered less than time spent at home. The man known for sharp critiques became softer, more patient, and more grounded. Friends and colleagues noticed the shift. Simon began speaking openly about wanting to be present in ways many busy public figures struggle to manage. Parenthood often reveals what success cannot. The importance of ordinary moments, bedtime stories, laughter, family routines, and simply being available became deeply meaningful to him. Eric also connected Simon to reflection about his own upbringing, giving him a chance to offer warmth and presence in ways he may have longed for as a child. Sometimes life changes not through dramatic victories, but through love arriving at the right time. For Simon, fatherhood did not erase past mistakes or pressures, but it gave his life a new center. His greatest title was no longer judge or producer. It was dad. Health scares and a new perspective. In 2020, Simon suffered a serious electric bike accident that injured his back and required surgery. Recovery was long and painful. He later spoke about how frightening the experience was and how it forced him to slow down. A second bike accident in 2022 added another wake-up call. For someone used to constant movement and control, these incidents were deeply humbling. Physical vulnerability has a way of changing perspective quickly. Simon had spent years pushing himself through packed schedules and non-stop commitments. Now he had to focus on healing, patience, and limitations. Time with family became even more valuable. He reportedly became more health conscious, more selective with work, and more appreciative of ordinary days. Many people wait for life to force balance upon them. Simon's accidents reminded him that health is not guaranteed, and tomorrow is never promised. The strongest people are not those who avoid hardship, but those who learn from it. These difficult moments did not define him negatively. Instead, they reshaped him. The famously demanding mogul began to appear calmer, more thoughtful, and more grateful. Pain often reveals priorities, and Simon's priorities became much clearer after recovery. Legacy beyond fame. Today, Simon Cowell is known not only for sharp television moments, but for the enormous impact he had on modern entertainment. He helped launch careers, changed the format of talent competitions, and influenced global pop culture. Yet perhaps his most meaningful evolution has been personal rather than professional. With age, experience, fatherhood, setbacks, and health challenges, Simon appears less interested in appearing powerful and more interested in living purposefully. He has spoken about legacy in ways that go beyond money or fame. Rather than simply passing down wealth, he has emphasized values, opportunity, and helping others. That shift says a lot. The younger Simon often seemed driven by proving himself. The older Simon seems more focused on what truly lasts: family, kindness, and creating chances for others. His life reminds us that success is rarely a straight line. It can include failure, reinvention, criticism, pain, and growth. The public once saw only the tough judge. Over time, they saw the human being underneath. Simon Cowell's greatest achievement may not be the stars he discovered or the fortune he built. It may be that he kept changing, learning, and becoming wiser through every chapter of life.